Hello, gorgeous soul. Welcome to your September astrology. And what an incredible horoscope this is going to be, because Mercury, the planet of good fortune, is finally moving forward. So expect more clarity and more clear communication with everyone around you. And if that wasn't enough, we've got Venus, the planet of love and abundance, going direct after a very rare retrograde of nearly 6 months. So if you've been wading through treacle when it comes to your relationships and your love-ins, it's now going to be so much clearer. The other big news of this month is that Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, the adventurer, is going retrograde, which means we're not necessarily galloping ahead, but we're dealing with our stuff for massive growth. Here's your September horoscope. Amazing, Leo. You've had 6 months which have been quite challenging, and now Venus, planet of love and abundance, is going direct. You are feeling so much more yourself. Maybe you weren't as confident as you have been. Maybe you've been really questioning certain things and questioning yourself and your ability to have relationships and what your place is in relationships, be they love relationships or relationships with anyone that you care about, especially yourself. How have you been feeling about yourself in the past 6 months? Anyway, all of that's about to change, and woo, you are a love and abundance magnet. You are drawing to you all sorts of fabulous and amazing things. You're basically a walking magic wand of possibility, and other people are very drawn to you right now. And you could also turn everything around and really love yourself. And of course, our relationship to ourselves is fundamental and the most important thing. When we have a good relationship with ourselves, when we're dealing with our inner voice and we're on track, it makes life smoother and it draws a better reality to us. Of course, easier said than done sometimes, but you've got to capture every thought and turn it into a supportive thought. It's not saying that you have to kind of, be narcissistic. It means you take responsibility for mistakes, but don't give yourself too much of a hard time. Support yourself through change. There may be an opportunity for you also connected to a job from the past, and it could be very fruitful for you, but certainly you're thinking about your career, whether you change your career, don't change your career, or if you're not working, your reputation and how the world sees you. You're definitely going through a process of thinking about it and how you can transform it to your advantage. So look out for messages around that. With the Sun conjunct Mercury, there are talks about abundance and security, but you're feeling much more positive about it. Again, you're still having to make changes and transform things, but they're positive. With the new moon in Virgo on the 15th, again, this whole first few weeks of this month are about you thinking about your security, digging new foundations, building up your abundance. And if there's anything in your life that's blocking your abundance or security, you have this golden opportunity to surrender it on this new moon, and to have serious steps towards building up your security and abundance again. Mercury also goes direct on that day, which is helpful, because perhaps you've been unclear about contracts, you've been unclear about what is secure in your life and how you can build firm foundations. And now you're like, yes, onwards. And also the next day, or even around that day, there could be an opportunity that's coming to you to build on. It's all about laying the foundations, but also benefiting from what you're building this time, rather than struggling, doubting, or fearing. So very good news. When the Sun trines Pluto, you're making a decision to ditch patterns or habits or critical people who are being critical to you, and move forward so that you have the freedom to create. The next phase of the month is very much about your ideas and what decisions you're going to make for your future. There are very interesting and fascinating conversations coming your way that make you go, wow. And you're in control of that now Mercury is direct. You have the ideas, you're quick-witted, and you're a problem solver, particularly after 2 weeks. Now, Mercury is trine Jupiter. Loads of possibilities for you to make money, have abundance, and around your career this month. Obviously, you've got to take the positive action. If you stay at home and hide under the duvet, it's not going to come. But there's hopefully a lot of good news coming for you. The full moon on the 29th is really intense, and it's making you want to have an adventure. You might find yourself feeling very free-spirited on that full moon, or mixing with someone who's a free spirit, or perhaps from a different culture or country or environment to you. Somebody very different, but who expresses their unique soul in a way that you find very inspiring. Don't be too rash or be too much of a truth monster on that full moon. You find yourself really saying it as it is, and you may do that with a certain bluntness. Well, I don't think there's anything I can do to stop that, actually, because it's just the vibe is strong. But just kind of, just try and soften things and speak with your heart rather than just being too blunt. I have that problem too, because I have the Sun and Mars in the 9th house, so I know how hard it is. With this full supermoon, though, you do get enlightenment. You feel enriched by it in some way. Now, Mercury retro shadow ends on the 29th, also, as is Venus is square Uranus. So you are like, something unexpected coming about your career and how people see you out there in the world. But hopefully it'll be very, very positive. This is a month for you to build and establish yourself and be seen for who you are. Hooray. So much love. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. So why do we at Michele Knight give you a 5-minute, no questions asked guarantee? Well, our psychics are some of the very best in the world. They are handpicked. They have 5 rigorous test readings, the final one with me, and I require very detailed information, things they couldn't possibly know just by looking at Google or social media. We want you to be totally blown away by your reading, to feel that you've chosen a psychic who you can bond with, who gets you and gives you such specific information you feel completely reassured. If this doesn't happen within the first 5 minutes, don't be shy, just put down the phone and your minutes will be topped up or refunded. Your reading should be uplifting, full of clarity and advice, and leave you empowered to make the right decisions for you. We want Michele Knight to be your spiritual home.